Hello, my name is Caleb Smith with the Rocket Miner newspaper, here with your news update for June 24th, 2020. Ever have a good day where you just caught up with what you're working on and you lose track of the time? Well, that's why this update's a little bit later. Me and other members of the staff are working to put the finishing touches on our adventure guide. That's will be coming out on July 27th. It's a little bit different than what we originally planned. It's later than we originally planned. There were some debates about um, do we put out, it's a guy talking about traveling and seeing the attractions. If we do so, what kind of places do you showcase? Right now, the majority of the stories are featuring outdoor places, a lot of national parks, historical sites, places of interest, petroglyphs, type of thing that you can go out and you can enjoy maybe as a family, individuals, take a bike drive or bike drive. Have those motorized bikes; those look fun. I hurt myself with the leg paddled ones, but if you've got the skill, the equipment, and you aren't accident prone like I am, go for it. These are the type of things we're having to showcase. We still have a couple other items in the mix, and there will be some things. There will be lots of places we're saying for more information, go here, because we honestly don't know some of these places what may be open or what the hours will be a month from now. That's one of the fun stuff that we have to have it stories written, edited, designed on the page, proofed again. Honestly, you'd like to sleep on it a day and look at it one more time the next day because it's amazing what you see the next day. How did I miss that the first 3 times I looked at it? It's a wonderful thing. It's the thing, the editorial process. But as part of that, we'll be telling you to be looking for that on July 27th. One thing to note when it comes to the tech is that, and just to give you a preview, one thing that my family is that has long been a part of our vacations is that if there is a Vistic overlook or one of those historical markers, this day in history stuff, my family's usually stopping for that. It was always nice to break up a trip, get some fresh air, work out the kinks, maybe cycle the seats if you felt that the cooler had been pushed too far on your side, or the other one had those fun backseat land negotiations. But I recognize not everybody has the interest or that, or even the time. I was recently shepherding my cousins north to through the Tetons and Yellowstone, and we didn't really have time to stop at all those historical markers. But I just want to remind you, and I believe we had a previous story in the Rocket Miner, but the Wyoming State Parks and Cultural Resources actually has an interactive map. If you go to wyoparks.wyo.gov, you can find it. The full address is actually wyoparks.wyo.gov/index.php/home-mm, as in MM, Mary May. You can dig into those. And other news, today, the confirmed coronavirus count in Wyoming has surpassed 1,000. The Wyoming News Exchange, who often provides a summary of various details around the state, notes that coronavirus was first noted. It's confirmed in the state of Wyoming in mid-March, and this Wednesday is when we reached 4 digits. Looking more specifically at the numbers, according to the Wyoming Department of Health, we have 1,016 laboratory confirmed cases, 266 probable cases, and 20 people who have died COVID-19 related deaths. In Sweetwater County, we are sitting at 57 lab confirmed cases and 8 probable cases. Once again, people who had exposure, have symptoms, no positive test results. Centers for Disease Control notes that overall in the United States, total cases are at 2,336,615, which is 34,313 new cases compared to yesterday. Total deaths sits at 121,117 people, which is 784 new deaths compared to yesterday. And for numbers across the globe, Johns Hopkins University reports the total is at 9,405,071 cases. Global deaths sits at 482,105 people. And global recoveries is at 4,721,557. We're still trying to find our way forward. It's regrettable that as we're going forward, we know all the safety tips: mask, wash hands, distancing, scrub surfaces, all that type of stuff, limiting trips. We're still seeing an increase in numbers across the country, across Wyoming, even in our own community. And we know the tips that will slow this down. We were hopeful that the weather would exterminate this, but right now, that is more effective when the cases are already pretty low, when they are certainly more widespread than they want them to be, and we're not practicing as much consideration as we could. We're going to see the numbers continue to slow burn. We really have to up our game. I'm afraid if we don't, we're going to... There are places in the country where they're starting to have smaller lockdowns. I don't think we're going to have quite the nationwide one that we had already, but there will be some communities that will be hit so bad that they will have to do drastic measures. We're seeing cases like that in Arizona and places on the East Coast and West Coast. Evanston has recently become a place where they've greatly increased their numbers, being at about 120, whereas just a week or two ago, it was much less. Pretty much every single report that I'm reading all talks about how it was because there was a party or there was a gathering at a drinking establishment where they weren't really practicing distancing. They weren't wearing masks. I was talking to a person who, not that long ago, who had exposure to a person who they'd had this chat with this person over the weekend. Then a couple days later, this person came back, tested positive. And this person was going, I'd stopped wearing my mask. I was getting back to old habits, and I realized it was too soon. Recognizing that she put herself in more danger, she'd potentially put other people around her at risk. From what we can tell right now, this person hasn't tested positive, and we're thankful for that. We hope that continues. But you really don't want... I was watching this person going, I would not be in the situation where I'm playing the second-guessing game, where I'm going, what could I have done better? Did I take all the steps that I could have? Did I keep my distance? Was I wearing my mask? It's hard enough when we know that there's still a limited number of cases of people have been infected, even with those safety steps in mind. But I'd wager that if you do catch it, and heaven forbid you pass on to somebody else, I really wouldn't want to have to be sitting there recognizing that I left some out on the field, that I didn't give it 100%, or 110% if you had a coach like mine in high school. You're like, oh, it's impossible, coach. You can't make it 110%. The good ones find a way to give 110%. That was the message. And as impossible it is, that's what I aim for in cases like this. And I encourage you to do the same if you have that option. This is Caleb Smith. dreaming of adventures that very soon we'll be sharing with you, and hopefully better conditions, lower numbers, and a healthy tomorrow. Good day.